What is up, my dudes? It's Pac-Man here, and today I'm bringing you guys another brand new episode of Autoclicker Analysis, the show where I take your footage and show you where to best improve. Okay, so a few of you keen cats out there might be thinking, Pac-Man, what's going on? Coaching is supposed to be on the second channel. And you would be right by thinking that. But long story short, I'm bringing coaching back to the main channel. It's to do with a new content plan and content structure that I'm setting up to fall kind of in line with, streaming every day. At the moment, I'll tell you guys more about it closer to the date. But for today, let's just kick back and enjoy some coaching wherever it is. Okay, so today we're looking at my man, Autoclicker.exe. Basically, he's a silver 4 that really struggles. He struggles with a few things like, the kind of standard stuff that people say they struggle with, issues with crosshair placement, issues with attacking, issues with just general game sense and stuff, right? So he doesn't have any intentions to go play competitively or to go and try and make pro league like a lot of you guys do. He really just wants to improve and play ranked casually, but at a higher level. So hopefully today we can figure out where you're going wrong and show you some tips, my good man. But without wasting too much time, let's get into it. What do you guys think of the new face cam setup? Main reason I did it is because I have been noticing in a good few of my videos that my face was blocking where I was drawing a lot, like with my cool little pen here. Hello. It was blocking it out. My face was blocking it out. And also this guy has like a hand cam, and I thought it'd be weird if there was, a hand cam and my face beside each other. So I decided to change it. Okay, so we're playing Buck. We're on Outback. We're attacking dorms. You've bucked open the window. Blitz has just absolutely sent it. Dear Lord. Okay. So right about now would probably be a good time to actually put a drone in there and see what you're coming up against. Let's actually even have a quick yarn about that, right? So from what you've seen so far, is you've seen basically what's going on in here. So what's going on in this here window. Maybe a little bit more of like, maybe if we go out there, you've seen there. On the other side, you've seen kind of just like one short angle into the dorms window over there. Right, you don't really know what kind of defense you're coming up against because every time you're peeking it, you're copping shots. So a good way to kind of solve that and to get yourself more information and to actually see what sort of a defense you're coming up against to then make a plan of attack is to just drone, right? I know that sounds silly. Hopefully it doesn't at this point. The amount of times I speak about droning is just insane. The blitz goes down, but droning will save a lot. Right, so they have a mirror set up. We didn't know that. Now we do.
Can you guys push in with me? You saw me push in, didn't you?
Okay, Blitz. Okay, Blitz. Whatever you say. So just really quickly before we hear the Blitz, what's wrong with this right now? So again, I spoke about this actually last week in another episode. So what you have to remember, right, is this mirror is here. It's here right now. So you're leaning obviously into the right to try and, get an angle, I guess, on someone behind the bomb or someone playing right there. But that's not who you need to be worried about. What you need to be worried about right now is this person peeking from the mirror. So the mirror swinging out, right, and taking a pop shot at you. And to be honest, you just 9 times out of 10, you shouldn't fight a mirror head on. The only time I'll ever kind of like take shots at a mirror is if I went like kind of close the angle off as much as possible. So maybe if you leaned this way, so if you were leaning like that, right? So imagine that's the little crosshair. If you were leaning that way and then just spam pre-fire into like around this position where the mirror's head might pop up. Sometimes I do that and try and bait the mirror into, peeking out into a bullet. And it works occasionally, but that's the only time, and I won't do it for long. And I definitely won't be stood out in the middle, like what you're doing right now is just standing in the middle of the window frame that the mirror is pointed in specifically to defend. So against better players, you'll get absolutely punished for a position like this. You know what I mean? That mirror's just staring at you. There come the bullets, but
you saw me push in, didn't you? He's right behind there. He's right behind the mirror, bro. He's right behind the mirror. What are you doing?
Brother, Blitz. Let's relax. And just a quick mention on that, right? So just in that Blitz's point of view, so he's just come in and ran into where the mirror is. Obviously he's got a shield, but he's ran directly in front of the mirror, and I think he went downstairs potentially, and then came back upstairs and onto site. He's actually got the bomb, so he's just brought the bomb into site, and now he's getting angry. Incorrect, and he didn't even say a word about it. He just jumped in. So we're still, when he died, it's probably what, 15, 20 seconds ago now. There's 2 minutes left, right? And he's already gone full sent it and dropped the bomb on site. So that is definitely not something he should be getting angry for.
What am I watching?
It's definitely not something he should be getting angry for. It's something that the team should be getting angry at him for. And then also, the same thing goes for you. Again, not to just nitpick on everything that's happening during the round, but just jumping into the window like this, you've still got so much time. Right now, like, it's a 4v4. It's a 4v4. And for whatever reason, you guys kind of freak out. Thermite jumps in.
Yeah,
You funnel through the window too. And it's just a death trap. You don't need to, you know, like, it's just falling apart at this point. You can take your time. And set up a more dedicated. This Richard Burns toxic. GG. This is over. You can set up a more structured attack. You don't need to just dive all in and funnel. You've got time. Still 1 minute and 30 on the clock. Take your time, drone it out, and find a weakness. You're on the Zofia, one of my favorite ops. You got the LMG, la-di-da-di-da. I'm not like a massive fan of that LMG, only really because the main reason I'm not a massive fan of it is, sorry, I've actually just noticed something as well. So the only reason I'm not a massive fan of it is because her primary weapon is probably in my top 3 favorite weapons, like that gun, Sledge's gun, the L8, and Vigil's K1A. Hell, like them guns, and Bandit's MP7. There's so many, but definitely, the LMG isn't there for me. So let's look at this. So when you're just shooting open this this door here, no problems with shooting open the door. I shoot open doors all the time, right? But look where your crosshair kind of is, and look at that line. So even if I don't know if it's going to work properly, but even if we draw this line, look how often this. No, it's not going to work. Your crosshair placement there is very low. Don't know what you're kind of aiming for or looking for there. Or really why you even open the window if we're going from above. All that does is kind of expose you to a run out, potentially. You know, you're going on a little bit of a solo roam. Looks like you're going to go in up top. You're going for the drone. So opening the door there, just overall, there's no problems with opening doors, obviously. But opening a door like that when you're not going to go through it, only to then just kind of sit at the top of the stairs and throw a drone into to dorms. All that does is exposes you to a run out. You have backed away far enough so that if someone just quickly peeks out the door, you know, you're not going to be in much trouble. But it doesn't do anything positive and only opens you up to negative. Okay, so we're droning through. Your whole team's going for a different push. You're going for your own thing. Solo droning.
You are the poopiest, bro.
Tarsic.
You could have scanned his footprints at any time.
Honestly, at this point in the match, already I would have probably muted that guy. Like, toxicity has no place. Like, you know, that Blitz clearly made the mistake in the first round. Like, whether or not that's what we call the blame game. So for anyone out there that does this, you know, and you don't need to say in the comments, you know, I'm a victim, or, you know, I do this, sorry. But, like, just, you'll know yourself. If you often place blame on people and get angry at people throughout the rounds, like, you really gotta stop it. It does nothing positive. There's nothing good ever comes of that. Try and think back to a time where that's actually played out well for you, or, you know, even in vice issues. So when you're, you know, on the receiving end of, like, negativity and, like, really, you know, just rude comments and rude, like, little remarks, has that ever gone well for you? It often doesn't. Toxicity has no place. Blaming people in game for your own mistakes will halt your improvement. 100%. It is the worst way to improve, because how can you know where to improve where you don't even know where you went wrong? And how can you know where you went wrong if you think that it's always someone else's fault? So if you're someone that blames someone in game, you got to get rid of it. And if you find people in your game that are doing it, put them on mute and talk to the rest of them.
Why did you have diffuser, bro? Like what? Ugh. I'm just gonna start TKing.
This guy.
Watch Raptors. I'm gonna grab that diffuser.
I want to mute him even in this video. Okay, so what are we looking at now? So now, like, you've pushed right up into dorms. Free focus on your gameplay. I would probably take a moment here to just drone. Again, there's a Valk cam directly above here. So when you're being spotted, maybe just a quick search around. Maybe just a quick search around to try and see it. It's literally right there. But I would be taking a moment to drone. And if you ever want to drone like that, like because I believe you should have 2 drones alive, if I'm not mistaken. If you're cautious about your flank, you can leave one of them for someone to watch your flank. You could just put it back in that that hallway facing both piano stairs and the long part of the hallway, and just let your teammates, the 3 dead teammates, watch your flank, and then use your other drone to scout out and see where the remaining players are, or to find the Valk cam, so you're not being spotted the whole time. So again, crosshair placement's a little bit funky. Sorry to just keep picking things out, but like if someone's to peek around this corner, it's very likely that they're going to peek from bull. They'll peek in and around bull and kind of swing like that. If someone is to come closer and to do the closer swing, I would be very surprised if someone came around the corner for a crouch peek, to slow peeked it crouching. You'd be more likely that you'd have someone swing standing, as it's a more aggressive position, right? It's not that wouldn't be a place that I would imagine someone to crouch peek. So if someone is to pull up on you, you're going to have a hard time. And that's kind of a good example of the body shot. Nicely done though, picked up 2. Crosshair placement's a big one for you, bro. You got to be aiming up. You get killed by a Valk that's playing kind of an off position, and the round's lost. All of that gets, you did well to bring it back, finding them 2 picks. But realistically, like you have, I don't think you've droned once. No, you did drone yourself into dorms, but like droning is to spot players. So when you've kind of got them pushed back into sight, you should be throwing that drone out and trying to just map positions on the remaining enemies. Because if you just put a drone in there forward through bull, even if you got the first 2 kills and then threw a drone out to try and find the remaining, you save yourself that hassle, right? You could make that call out to the Capital and basically say, hey, Valk is top shack or whatever, and then he can either rotate to garage, or you can try and come in and pinch for the execute. You got a drone, or else you just die like that. It's the fastest way to solve them sort of deaths. Okay. Trailing Zofia again, we're down 2. Let's see what we can do.
We're gonna lose.
Richard Burns goes down straight off the bat, but it's probably someone else's fault. I don't mean to be rude to this guy, but pick on some of your own size. Oh god, 2 went down. That's a nice shot though. Nice refrag. Let's see what you're thinking again. So you're going for this sort of dorms push. And again, to reiterate, crosshair placement's very low all the time. It's probably one of the biggest things that stands out. Your crosshair placement, and there again. So, and this is another perfect example of leaning and crosshair placement, right? So watch the crosshair placement. You're always at a crouch level. You're aiming everywhere at a crouch level. And now here, right? So if you're trying to watch someone either coming from this doorway here or swinging the corner, as does happen for someone to just swing around, around this. If you're watching for that, the same thing I spoke about there before. Your crosshair placement, first of all, you have to be leaned this way, right? You've got to be leaned this way so that you can see more of that angle. Because if you were to just flick your lean and go the other side, you would be able to see basically all of this portion here. You would now be able to see, if not more. So you might even be able to spot that mute straight away. But more importantly than spotting him straight away, you'd be able to react to him as fast as he reacts to you, right? And then pair that with your crosshair just being a little bit higher. It's minute, but a little bit higher, and you'll find yourself that kill, you know? Just a little bit higher, ready for his head, and lean the other way. That's what got you killed in that gunfight. That plus the fact that there was no droning. So it's small mistakes, but it's the little things that are the biggest difference maker in seasons. It's what separate, you know, it separates silver. It separates silvers to golds. It separates golds to platinum. It separates plats to diamond, and diamonds to champions, champions to pro. It's the smallest details, and that's what really differentiates. Okay, so work on the little bits. You know, one bit at a time. Your crosshair placement and your leaning. Just make sure we're leaning. You're droning, and then you'll find that your game is lifted. And then there'll be more things you need to work on. But for now, I can already tell that they're the things that you gotta sort out, my dude. Okay, final round. We're on the dock.
Not sure why you did an F5.
Not sure why you did an F5. Alright, let's see what we can do. See if we can get some long angles, crank them with the dock, tap some heads, be the man. Looks like you're the only one that's really getting kills this game, so I feel for you. You're getting what we'd call low impact frags for the most part, but you are still shooting. So let's see what we can do. Okay. So someone shut up in the bathroom window. Playing it close. Won't lie, not loving this straight off the bat. You gotta be cautious. Not cautious, but you gotta know what you're playing. So you're playing, right? So probably a better angle. You're playing dock with an ACOG. So if he jumps in the window, that's gonna be an absolute shit show, for the lack of a better word. You're going to be aiming, you're going to be shooting him at the chest. He's going to come around the corner, probably bop you and put you away with a holographic. Big ol' sing dock. Should be, how good can we do the dock? Should be sat here. Yeah, like sat down. Real small legs. Getting carried away, I think. And then, hello. That's a super weird dock. Anyway, you should be playing basically this corner potentially. You could even be playing further. You could be playing an even longer angle. That'll be a little bit more exposed to the hallway. But I would be preferably, you'd actually want maybe this mute playing in your position, playing right here. It's a fine position to hold, but maybe not so much as a dock with an ACOG. You'd rather like the SMG-11, a shotgun, you know, something along those lines, even Mozzie. Something that's going to be able to fry them up close and personal, and you should be playing more like a position that you had at the start, a longer angle that's deeper and maximize the ACOG. That's how you're going to get the most out of a position in a setup. All right, so that first drone comes through. Let's see how this one plays out. That's a buck. I think that's actually a hatch above you as well. Yeah, it is. It's a soft hatch. That's a worry. Okay, it's starting to heat up out in the hallway. Starting to throw flashbangs. Wouldn't be surprised if someone jumped through the window pretty soon. Nomad jab. So no rotation. I don't know if you are... Oh, and there we go. The hatch gets you done. That's unfortunate. Oh, he's sliver. He's a sliver. But, you know, in the same respect, you can't be playing under a reinforced hatch. Sorry, an unreinforced hatch when you've no presence upstairs. So, fair enough. There's mistakes made there. Like I said before, the biggest thing that you need to work on, I imagine, is going to be... First, on attack, if we start with attack, you're droning. You're droning far too less. You know, you seem to have, it's not, the main problem that you have isn't just like that you're not really, you know, coordinating with your team. There's obviously no communication there. I didn't really want to bring that up. You were talking in game chat a few times. Not everyone wants to communicate, but that will hold you back as well. But mainly you're droning. You just need to drone at least 2 or 3 times as much as you're droning at the moment. I promise you'll see a big improve if you do that. Your crosshair placement, you just got to get that head height, man. It's just a habit that you need to enforce. You need to always be getting your crosshair head height. If this is a door, this isn't going to work, but if this is a door, right, your crosshair should always be, for the most part, should always be around there. So in every doorway. So just always try and look for that kind of positioning. Always look for this line and keep your crosshair there, and you'll find more headshots. Right, you're leaning, you just want to always make sure that you're, like, if you're coming for someone, if you want to take this angle, you want to always make sure that you're leaning to the way that you're looking. So if you're looking around to like we spoke about during that example, you need to make sure that you're leaning left in that specific example, because you're going to get more vision, you're going to see people faster. So tie that up then with good crosshair placement. As soon as that mute swings, you can punish it. Right, he gets shot, your crosshair's already on him, no more mute. Right, but again, if you droned it, you could have been more aware of that situation. So your droning and crosshair placement are huge. Yeah, and then like, you know, in that defense, we didn't really get to see too much defense. There was no presence upstairs, which is definitely an issue. For a site like this, you really do need to be holding from above, because it's basically just all destructible, right? And, you know, sitting under the unreinforced hatch, I think at that point you guys had already seemed to have given up. And a lot of that does come down to just that initial, you know, comments being made by teammates. So the big thing that you got to do, like I said there at the beginning of the game, guys, is if you are someone that is blaming people, you got to cut it out. It's going to be holding you back. And if you're in a game with someone that's like that, that's being toxic and rude, just mute them as soon as it happens. Let him talk in team chat. If he is talking in team chat and he's still being rude, just mute the team chat as well. Get them out, because they're not going to do anything positive for the team. It's what I do anyway, and, you know, it works all right for me. Hopefully you guys found some value in the content, value in the video today, and let me know what you guys think about bringing the coaching back to the main channel. And yeah, and also let me know what kind of rank you want me to coach next, right? Let me know, do you want to see a console game next? Do you want to see, you know, gold? Do you want to see plat? Do you want to see silver, bronze, copper? Just hit me down in the comments. Tell me what you'd like to see, what combination, and I'll try and make it happen for you. All right, guys, but as always, if you're enjoying the content, please be sure to like and subscribe. I really do appreciate each and every one. But without wasting too much time, boys, I will see you in the next one. Peace.